Well, I think we made it. Did we make it?
I think we did just about. I even
Oh
have my audio running.
Possibly.
Oh, look,
Possibly.
I know. I've got two of myself. I knew something was wrong. I knew it. I knew something was wrong.
We've just got a little bit of tech issues, guys. I mean, if anything, right, those of you who have logged in to watch, you're getting double the Mac. Return of the Mac, if you will, whilst Mac is already here.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna do some on the fly podcast editing whilst we're going and just get things going because we don't want to leave you guys in the lurch forever and ever because that's just not fair.
Right, I'm fixed. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It was a very mysterious video issue. Right. Welcome to the Virtualy Rek't podcast, season 1, episode 19, and we still can't get the intro right. My name is Mac from Mac in VR, and on the right, I have my good friend Shui from PowerOnVR.
Hey.
And in between us, like the big piece of meat that he is in our little sandwich, we have Surjical from VR. How you doing, mate?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing pretty good. Right, so before we get started, we need to sort out the important things, which are what are you drinking and what have you been playing? So, Shui.
Okay, so are we going to do what are we drinking and then we'll come back around and do what we're playing, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, so I have my wild card for this week is a 4 Pure sort of hazy pale ale because I'm a big fan of hazy, and in tradition I am sticking with the Brewdog Hazy Jane Pale Guava because I love that stuff so much. Serge, what are we drinking? I'm gonna guess. Oh,
The Almighty.
Highland Spring.
I feel like you need to start like having different different flavors of water, not flavors, what I'm thinking of, brands of water.
Yeah. Like how about
sponsored by them?
how about some what was that? Some spring water some sparkling spring water from Harrogate. How does that sound? There'll be a certain person in the chat.
He's not in the chat.
He's not in the chat.
He's not in the chat. We'll tell you guys about that later. That'll have to be a story for later. But yeah, keep that in mind. Sparkling water was a thing over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
I am drinking peppermint tea, believe it or not, genuinely, because
What's wrong with you?
I'm not very well. So let's just say I might have to take a few more comfort breaks than normal. So what have you been playing this week then, Shui?
What have I been playing this week? Well, because of it, I'll leave out the EGX stuff because we were playing a lot at EGX.
We were, yeah.
What was I playing last week? So I think the one that I was playing the most was probably Zero Caliber on the Quest again.
Okay, yeah.
But this time specifically focusing on the PvP elements. We actually had a bunch of us last week. We did a bit of PvE. Mr. Crash even somehow guessed my room code. No one told him that we were playing, and he just appeared halfway through. That was a bit weird. And then we jumped into some gun game, and oh my god, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
it was so good.
I love gun game.
That was absolutely fantastic. So I will be continuing doing a lot more PvP. In fact, after this weekend, I am going to be hitting the community hard. So if you guys are up for it, if you have that game, hit me up. I'm going to be running several nights over the couple of weeks.
Excellent. I think I might join in.
Sounds like a plan. Mr. Surjical, Mr. VR. What have you been playing, man?
I played loads of different games. Where do I start? So, Wandering in Space is an indie game on Steam. You basically go through different levels. So it's like a roguelike, but the levels aren't procedurally generated. They are the same level as you go up. and there's all these monster kind of zombie things, and you can upgrade your weapons, you can build new weapons, you can get special powers I didn't even know about when I was streaming it. So that is going to be something that I'm going to look into. And yeah, that was really cool. Played another one called System Shock, which is like a campaign based. It's on App Lab, and it's shooting robots. It's like an FPS story mode, shooting robots with loads of different like sniper rifles, grenade launchers, and loads of other bits and bobs. That's really good. And what else was I playing? Hit Contracts, which is it's kind of like it's an early access. So all the games I'm talking about are still being developed. It's basically early access on App Lab, I believe, and you go in there with a gun and you can slow down time, and you've got to do little missions. I think there's 3 levels at the moment. I enjoy playing that. That looks pretty good. The slow-mo is really good. Yeah, that was cool. Arc Actor, which is like it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So I played that as well. Today I played Deceptive Reality, which is like a hacker, and it's got hand-to-hand combat in it as well. That's an early access as well. I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to more content in that game. Wanted Pistoleros I played today, which is like a Wild West showdown. Streamed that earlier today, and you just basically you're against AI, and you just got to draw quicker, obviously, and then cock your gun and shoot them. There's target practice. That was really good fun. Multiplayer's coming soonish. Played Tactical Assault, which is like I'd say kind of like Onward, but with like poly graphics. I did a stream of that as well, and that was really good fun. I did 2 streams of that actually, and we did some 4-player co-op on that as well. And what else have I played? Till Tomorrow, which is you're on a desert island and you got to survive, and that was really good fun actually. Like craft, survive, and like I kept dying right at the start, and then you get used to it, and you just got to work a certain way. Then eventually build a raft and go to different islands. So yeah, that was really fun as well. So they're all either Steam VR. I think 95% of them are all on App Lab. So yeah, it's been good.
Movies Gaming has actually requested a list of your games, as it is too much for him to keep up with and write down.
Yeah, it's going to cost you at least $15, mate, just for the list.
Yeah. Well, it's okay, Mobius. You can write my list down because I've been on holiday, came back on Thursday, and then went straight down to EGX on Friday morning. So I have played no games in the past 2 weeks. So there you go.
Mo, you can check my channel. I streamed all these games, so just catch up on there. That's pretty easy.
I was gonna say, I assume you're gonna be explaining like how much these are on each of the streams that you're doing anyway, right?
Yeah, even yeah, and then the description and everything like that. So yeah, it's all on there.
Awesome. Well, let's do a rundown of who's actually joining us tonight, shall we? We've done our usual intros, we've done our usual beers, and we've done our usual games. So who have we got with us tonight? We have obviously Mr. Henry Van Leer. I can't get rid of him. I've had him all weekend. We have Mr. Triple Helix. How's it going, my guy? Moonshine Games, Wolveraza. That's my chat. And then I've got Mr. Weeble, Mr. Crash, Blue Bottles, Daznesik. I can never pronounce your name, and it's not because I can't read it. I can say it in my head. I just can't say it out loud. Mobeast Gaming.
I always just call him Daznetic. I don't know. That seems to suit.
Yeah, but for some reason, whenever I try and pronounce it, my tongue gets tied. I'm not sure why. We've got Sty with us. Hey, dude. Simon V, Lobo Bobo, Livid VR. Have I missed anyone? Mr. PD, how's it going, guy? Missed you this weekend. Hope you're getting better, my guy. Clueless Dad Gamer, JES. Tazo SM7X.
Tassos. It's
my
Greek friend.
I could pronounce it. Yep. And Steven's World. There's a lot of people tonight.
It is.
And a lot of people to begin.
And just so you know, I've got a lot of stuff to give away. So if you comment on my stream then you will be entered for a beautiful... And everything else just fell on the floor. I've got this Discronia t-shirt, and I've got some like graphic cards, not graphics cards, and a game key for Discronia to give away. Plus, thank you very much to Clueless Dad Gamer. I have 2 further game keys to give away, and I have the draw tonight for my members channel only to win the Bobo VR M2, but that is for channel members only. So if you're not a channel member, join. You could get a free headset.
Oh, right then. Let's dive in. We have news this week. Where do we want to head first?
Let me see. Let's just have a quick look. Shall we do something other than EGX first, because then Serge will be left out? How about a bit of Bone Labs?
Oh, a bit of Bone Labs.
The hype train is real.
How are we feeling about Bone Labs, lads?
Serge, did you play Boneworks?
Yeah. I like Boneworks. Looking forward to it. I've seen little tiny snippets, but I don't want to watch trailers, because I've seen enough. I don't want to go too much into Spoilerville. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
I hated Boneworks. I hated Boneworks. I couldn't stand it. I thought but this is like when it first came out, I played it and I just didn't like it. I thought it was janky. It made me feel sick. The story was appalling. But apparently it's got better all the way through from all the mods and everything that's been done to it. So I'm kind of keeping an open mind. They've had 2.5, nearly 3 years to work on the sequel. Apparently it's looking really good on Quest 2. Thrillseeker said that he was playing at certain points and actually forgot he was playing on the Quest 2. So that's testimony to the work they've done, I think. So I'm keeping an open mind. I will be getting it on launch day, and I'll be live streaming on the Thursday. So fingers crossed, I'll like it. Shuey, what are your thoughts?
I'm super excited about this, man, for lots of reasons. The first of which is the first but not most important of which is that I didn't dislike Boneworks. I didn't think it was fantastic.
Yeah.
The lore that surrounds it, I actually really enjoyed it. The story I thought was really good, because it was constantly keeping me guessing over what was happening. It was never a point where I wasn't like, I wonder why this is happening, what's going down. I loved the fact that they integrated sort of real world footage with VR and the way they sort of did it. So it was like a VR game within a VR simulation.
Yeah.
That people were talking to you from outside, and I really loved that. I thought it was fantastic. The actual gameplay, as I said, I wasn't hugely fond of, but recently I have jumped back in preparation for Bone Lab, and I've been playing a lot of the sort of sandboxy type stuff, which I just never bothered with when I played this a year and a half ago. And I've been really enjoying myself. I've been doing some really stupid stuff, like, spawning 500 null bodies in a room and then trying to see whether my CPU and graphics card can actually handle it.
It could, at 10 frames per second.
At 10 frames per second, I was able to stay alive for the next 45 minutes while I killed 500 null bodies. So yeah, I thought it was good, but the most important reason why I'm excited for this is genuinely, I think this is going to be the most important game for VR this year.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be huge for creators. It's going to be huge for just players in general. And I think it's really going to drive people buying headsets this Christmas.
Yeah. What I like, the Stress Level Zero, the developers, what I really like is that they've gone to an awful lot of... Yeah, Clueless Dad Gamer says VR boobs. I don't know whether you've seen the node video where he keeps
Yeah.
pressing his boobs together. Yeah, what I really liked was the fact that they've worked really hard to integrate mods directly into the game. So it's not just a case of to mod a game you have to go through all these steps. You just basically, the mod is a plugin and you go, oh, I'll have that mod. Pink, and it's there. You know, you can have custom avatars, you can play as yourself, you can play as whatever avatar they have on there. They've got like a little thing, haven't they? Like a little bit of, like it looks like a string, and you pull it out and it changes avatars. You can change your body height, body weight, size. It looks really interesting, yeah. So, no, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it looks like fun.
I think as far as the like Stress Level Zero have really thought about what their community actually care about, and let's face it, like only a small portion of their extended community really care about the storyline. The rest of them want they want mods. They want to do some cool shit, you know. They want to be able to be Spider-Man. They want to be able to play multiplayer with their friends. They want to be able to bring in random weapons, you know. That's because they want to see cool content where people flip some weapons around and, I don't know, stick bananas into Ford's eyeballs and stuff like that. Like that's for some reason, like that's the stuff that TikTok likes. So yeah, like the mod support, they've really gone to town on it, and I think that's what's going to make this game stick around for the next couple of years.
Right. Well, during the live stream on Thursday, I've got 3 $10 Steam or Quest gift cards to give away, courtesy of Resolve from our last.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be doing that. Yeah. So yeah, tune in on Thursday. I'll be streaming Bone Labs. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hype around it. There's a lot of videos hit the internet already, isn't there? Where they're basically just saying this is the best game ever and blah blah blah. This is the hype train. But there are a lot of genuine YouTube content creators out there that I believe they're actually saying that this could possibly be the best game on Quest 2. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I've even heard a couple say that. Bit of both, good and bad.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait.
If only you had a Quest 2, Surge.
Yeah, if only they didn't sell it and buy a PS5, then sell the PS5 and get the Quest 2 again. That's the definition of insanity.
Yeah, it certainly is. That is a different story. That is a different story. But it was funny anyway. Okay. Shall we do a little bit of PSVR 2? Because there wasn't an awful lot revealed, but there was some people got their hands on. So what did you think about that, Surge? Now that you've sold your PS5.
Oh, buddy.
Now that I sold my PS5, I think it's rubbish. I don't think anyone should buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Inferior. It's like a Quest 0.5. But it looks great. It looks great. It looks like a really good headset.
Yeah.
And it's just some point I'll get it. I mean, it's out in say 5, 6, 4, however many months.
Yeah.
It's gonna be again starting from the beginning, buying the PS5, buying the headset. It's gonna be way over $1,000.
Yeah.
So, but it looks awesome. It does look really good. From all the feedback, it does look. It looks like it's gonna be the next big thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, so.
I watched Mike from VRO's his video, and then he kept tweeting later on that he couldn't think about anything else except Horizon and how good it looked, using the eye tracking, the foveated rendering. So, oh yeah, Paradise has just shouted up in the chat. Dr. Oculus took a get well soon card down to EGX, and we all signed it. And I'm assuming he must have dropped it off for you.
Yeah.
I assume he dropped it off on the way back because he was saying like he was thinking of just like posting it, and then he was like, you know what, I feel like I need to like actually go and knock on his door and drop it off. So fingers crossed, mate. Like everyone was thinking of you there. Like I didn't speak to a single one of the VR community that knew you that wasn't like, yeah, no, we, you know, really hope he's getting better. So yeah, no, you're loved and wanted in the community, buddy. We need you back.
We missed you, mate. We missed you.
Better, mate.
So yeah, as far as I mean, when we were at EGX, not to actually talk about EGX, but specifically what we were talking about at EGX, we were speaking to a lot of people that have either touched a PSVR 2 or had some information about PSVR 2, and like they kept there was a constant repetition of like especially apparently Mike from VRO. Although we didn't see Mike, we spoke to a lot of people that speak to Mike, who are saying, yeah, like VR's just been ruined for them.
Yeah.
Because of PSVR 2. They just don't see that. It's almost like they don't see the point at the moment until this thing comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome, really.
We went to like a creator lunch. We were invited by John from Cytec, and Cytec are the company behind Windlands and Windlands 2. I've been lucky enough to play Windlands 2 on the Quest under a very, very closed private beta, and it was amazing. But him and Callum were sat and they were saying, there's so many things we can't tell you. There's so many things we can't tell you. And we were like, oh, here, have a beer. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, well, I just can't tell you. I just can't tell you. And they were like, yeah, of course you can't. So we did get a few facts out of them, but it was just stuff like basic stuff, like saying how difficult it is to put the handsets, how difficult it is to grab the handsets when you're in VR. Because there's like about 3 ways you can put your hands into the loops, and it's, like things like that. Anyway, we're all excited. I am very excited about it now.
Have you changed?
Sorry, carry on, Serge.
I'm saying, have you changed your mind, Mac? Are you going to get a PSVR 2 now?
Well, unless I win the lottery, no.
Okay.
I just can't afford it. I'm a pensioner, I'm a man on a limited budget.
Right, so everyone has to join your channel?
Everybody has to join my channel
together.
Yeah,
like if you want people.
If you want Mac, let's do the math, shall we? If you want Mac to be doing this on stream, he needs a PlayStation 5 and a PSVR 2. Now, assuming that the PlayStation 5 he can pick up to say $450, and the PSVR 2, which I think most people are assuming around the $399 mark, so £850, you get 70% of the revenue from each of your channel memberships. So that's what, £1.40, I think it works out at roughly. Yeah. So £1.40. So somebody in the chat, please, because I can't be asked to get the calculator up.
I'll do it.
£850 divided by £1.40, and then that's how many. And then you can then divide that by 6, because it's roughly 6 months until we receive it. So
I need 607.
Okay, so he needs 102 subscribers, channel memberships between now and March, which is roughly when we think it's going to be appearing, and that should allow him by then to purchase one of these.
No, I need 607 channel members.
Yeah, but that would be if you wanted it in a month.
And hey, Paradise has just done £82. Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
so we
Paradise.
only now need £848.
I mean, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Oh, so Crash said double that because he wants one too.
Okay, triple it because you probably want one. I know Tassos wants one, so that's 4. Moby's
just joined.
Moby's just joined. Cheers, mate. So that's. So you can take 6 months off.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Stephen's well. My God. Cheers.
Jesus, guys.
Thank you, guys. I'm really overwhelmed. So when are you starting your channel membership, Shuey?
If someone could tell me what subscribership I'm currently at, where is my thing? There it is.
Cheers, Stephen's World. That's incredible. Thanks, mate.
So my current subscribership is, come on, load, you silly thing.
4,000.
So it's going to start at 4,000, and I'm currently at 3,939. It's my 4K celebration to myself and to my guys. I'm going to open up the channel membership. And
you're on 3,000?
3,939. So
right, let's get him up to 4,000. Come on.
61 more subs will get us there.
So when can you open channel memberships?
Oh, I can already open it. I know I can open it. I want to do it as a thing, as a milestone, basically. Yeah. I can open it now, but I really want to do it as a milestone to sort of I don't know, like spur me on a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
I've made some really important decisions this weekend. And that's going to impact my subscribership speed. But I've made them based on what I genuinely want and who I am.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about that later in the podcast.
Okay.
Of why I'm making some changes, and so what changes you guys should expect to see over the coming months, years, possibly. But yeah, so Sony PlayStation 2. That we have, as I said, we haven't had much information. But the hands-on stuff, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, some of the stuff that we've seen, I don't care about. So quite a few people have pointed out that, you know, they're getting Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, which is great. And if they do something amazing with the haptics and the eye tracking and things, then awesome. That would spur me on. But the one game that they've said that they're bringing out that I just don't care about is Tales from the Galaxy's Edge.
No, never cared about that game.
Have you played that game, Serge?
Yeah, for like an hour, then I refunded it, hour and a half.
Oh, you finished it then?
I was going to say, you finished it, right?
I'm still stuck on the fucking main menu. No, I did a bit of it, and I just thought, this is just like tech demo. It's crap. Like, yeah. I don't think it's any good, to be honest. So, yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those games that is a draw, but it's a draw for the wrong reasons. Like, it's going to be a draw because it is PlayStation and it is Star Wars, and that's going to be like they're going to plaster it all over their casing, same as they did for the Quest, and it's going to be the draw. But unfortunately, it's the same as when people. I can't remember who it was that I was speaking to at EGX about this. It's like the difference between real VR as we know it and sitting in an arcade machine at the seafront. Like, there's a huge difference between it. And calling Tales from the Galaxy's Edge a game is like the seafront version of real VR games.
Yeah. I use it as equivalent. If you say, right, I've got a PSVR 2. Oh, great, show me. Then you'd show them that, because you don't, you know, it's like an iconic franchise and you can go, oh, wow, it'll have all the music, and you'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. So that is, it's like a game that you show people, but blimey, I've just got another member. Steven's World has joined. Mo Beast has joined.
Nice one, Steve.
Yeah.
Nice
So remind me, guys, I've got to add you to the wheel of pain so that you can be in with a chance of winning the Bobo VR M2 later on. Don't worry if you're not here. I will contact you via the Discord. So, yeah. Okay, PSVR 2 hype. Shuey hyped.
I am more now, because I've made another decision, which is that I'm just not going to try and get a Quest Pro.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even going to attempt to get one now, and all of that effort that was going to be ploughed into that, instead of being stressed next month when I still haven't got that money, I'm just going to save ready for PSVR 2.
Okay, that's a good.
Isn't it?
That's a good situation. Sorry, Serge.
I was just going to say, should we get you a bib or something there, mate? You're right. I think it's crazy how over the months how we've all changed. Like, I was like, a few months ago, I was like, Quest 2, no. PS5 for the PSVR 2. Then I sold my PS5, got a Quest 2. Shuey was hardcore onto the Meta Quest, the next one, the Pro, right?
Yeah.
And now he's going for PSVR 2. Mac's gone with, you're going with the Pico Neo 4, right?
I've pre-ordered my Pico 4.
Pre-ordered it. Yeah.
It's coming. I got an email off System Active. The first round of stock is coming in on the 3rd or 4th of October.
Oh, not far.
What they did was, when they got the stock in last time, it was supposed to be a month. Like Holland, France, Germany, Italy were supposed to get theirs, and then UK was supposed to follow on a month later. But they got the stock in at the same time, so they just rang up Pico and said, "Can we just release it?" And Pico went, "Yeah, why not?" So I actually got mine like a month early. I was like, badunk, it just landed. I was like, hey! So I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. So hopefully 3rd, 4th October, 5th of October, I'll get my Pico 4. Because I did order on the day it went live. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway.
So I guess that means we should then move over
to Pico 4.
So the Pico 4.
There was one more thing.
Okay.
I don't know if did you speak about it last time? About the fact that the old PSVR 2 games aren't going to be backward. The PSVR 1 games won't be backwards compatible with the PSVR 2.
That's right, they aren't. No, that's right.
I don't think we spoke about it. No, but yeah, no, that's a huge
good
problem
point.
because I set up a PlayStation account in preparation for this because not long ago they actually had like a VR festival type thing on the PlayStation Network. So I paid my month in order to go and grab all of their festival games so that I would have them ready for PSVR 2. And now I'm not going to be able to play them.
Oh, man. Do you know, I bought a game a few months back and their customer service is like literally talking to a robot. So I don't know if they'll do a refund. Try and get in contact with them because
I'm not going to bother. Like at the end of the day, I made a bet and the bet came to bite me in the ass. So I can swallow it. Like the month that I paid in order to get it, it doesn't fuss me. It's not a huge amount of money. I think what's a month, like £8 or something. I think I paid. Like it's not a huge deal. It's just a bit gutting. Yeah, so it's the membership side of things that you needed to have in order to get access, and then I could basically just click and sign up to all of the different games that they had during the festival. So I didn't pay for anything of the games, so it's not the end of the world.
No, that's not there. That's minor then. I mean, what they might do, some devs might do. You never know. Some of them might do a free kind of. If they bring an updated version of the PSVR 2, they might do it free, or they might do it discounted if you already own it, kind of thing. So if they outright make you buy it again, I don't know. I'm not sure. It depends on the developer, doesn't it? Really, it's just down to them if they're going to spend the time to kind of pull it over.
And here's the thing as well. This is one of the things that initially put me off: is console gaming so fucking expensive.
Yes.
The most I've ever paid for a VR game was £50 for that absolute cauldron of shit Medal of Honor. I'm sorry, I would like, I was so fucking mad about that game. And then they ported it to Quest, and they brought this game out, right? They patched it once, they thought, fuck it, and then they ported it to Quest, and they never patched it. And it's still crap to this day. And the multiplayer was dead on day one on both platforms. They just went, and they still charge £50. Fucking disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. And I've really lost confidence in that company because they used to be one of the best, like, flat screen sort of military shooter sort of companies. But now they can fucking shove it up their asses. That's absolutely disgraceful. So back to my original point, which was console gaming is so expensive. You pay £70 for a game. Fuck that.
That's the thing. So it's £70 for a game. If you go digital gaming, then you're never going to get a penny of that back. And how are they going to release the titles? Like, a lot of people aren't going to be asked to go to the shop. Not everyone, but a lot of people just digital buy it. And if you've been in the PlayStation, like, with them for like years and years, I get it. But I don't think VR games are going to cost £70. I reckon, £40 was like Half-Life Alyx, right? So
yeah,
I don't think they'll charge that much more for a VR game, unless you have to buy Horizon for £70
yeah,
to get the
I don't think they'd do that to you.
They're gonna have to do the. They're gonna have to put them all through the PlayStation Network membership, the premium membership. Like if you're paying £200 a year for access to everything, then I think people will go for that. Like I personally will go for that. £200 a year to access every VR game that they bring out. Like sign me up. I will pay that happily. Same as I'll pay for the Microsoft one if I fancy doing bits like that. And it means that I can dip in and out of it, and that I'm not spending £70 on a game that I'm barely going to play. Like I would expect to play, I don't know, like 40 quid is pretty much my topped out.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to pay more than that, even for AAA games. And call me cheap, but
You're cheap, but yeah.
cheap.
I agree with you. I mean, like take the example. We always use this example. Like Onward cost, I think it was $24.99 when I bought it. Population 1,
$29.99.
yeah, I think $29.99.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but look how much gameplay we've got out of those two games. Yeah, even something like Red Matter 2, which was £30. You know, I played that for probably close to 20 hours. Great game.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, how much did it cost? £22.99, 23 quid, I think. You know, are you going to pay 70 quid, 50, 60, 70 quid for a game that only lasts you 10, 12 hours?
Right, here's the thing. Horizon has been confirmed at being about 8 hours.
Okay. Just over an experience then.
But that'll be like a Half-Life Alex game though.
Yeah.
Like but it's obviously amazing and everyone's gonna buy it who's got half a brain. But yeah.
I need to finish that sentence though, because it's 8 hours from the person that actually went in there and then mentioned that they did actually spend, it was probably shorter than that, but they spent so much time looking around, like literally just looking, not actually like gaming, just looking. So it's probably close to 6 to 7 hours, in which case, like, you're paying a £10 an hour for that experience or that game. Let's call it a game, just to be fair to it, because we don't know that it's an experience. We'll call it like that's £10 an hour. That's a difficult sell when like one of my most played games is Walkabout Mini Golf that so far I've spent about £15 on, including all the DLCs, and I've probably put in about 100 plus hours into that game. So we're talking, I don't know what that works out at, 25p an hour, 30p an hour.
Yeah,
that I've spent on that, probably even less than that. I'm not good at maths, if you didn't guess, and yeah, I can't. That's too hard to sell for me. Way too hard to sell for me.
Yeah, I guess, but it's going to be that situation where it's going to be the best looking game by the sound of things, and people are just going to pay up for it. They've already spent almost $1,000 on the headset and all that. I doubt they'll bundle it. They might do a release day bundle, but I doubt it. But then like normal games, average game will probably be 25, like between 10 and 30 quid, like on PSVR 2.
Yeah,
but 10's quite low.
How much was Fracked when it came out on PSVR? How much was Moss 2?
30 quid.
When it came
30
out,
quid.
30 quid. That's not. I don't mind that. Just had a greetings Englishman from HB program. How's your service? How's your service in the Soviet army going? Are you being drafted any minute now? Run!
Oh, that's too aggressive and political so early in the night.
No, we've.
Mark,
I feel I can say this because we've already had this conversation on Discord yesterday. So basically, I've told him to run. Just run.
So the count. What's too hard for power? My ability to math. That is always too hard for me. I'm not good at it. So yeah, let's talk about some Pico 4.
Okay, so the Pico did a big reveal on Thursday at 2:00 in the UK. I live streamed it, and then I did a breakdown video which I released on Thursday night, and then I went to EGX. So I don't even know how that video's done actually. So we have. I'm going to talk about things. Like, so also Weeble mentioned it doesn't look like you can upgrade the strap. We're going to talk about that in a second. So we have a headset with redesigned controllers. The controllers look nice. The tracking rings have been moved so that they're not obscuring each other. So you've done this before in Onward. You've gone to change your magazine or you've gone to cock it and you've batted the tracking rings off each other. So what they've done is they've moved the tracking rings so that won't happen. Controllers look okay. The Pico Neo 3 Link ones were cheap, nasty pieces of crap. But these things look better. It's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. Have you seen it?
Yeah. It looks teeny weeny, and it is the weight of it apparently is the weight of an average soda can.
Yeah. So apparently with the battery, which is a 5,300 milliamp battery, which is nearly twice the size of a Quest 2 battery, it weighs 500 grams, which is nothing. Plus as well, with the battery being at the back, well, for reference, the Quest 2 with the Elite strap weighs 819 grams. So, about 2/3 more. So what Weeble said is it doesn't look like you can change the battery strap, but to be honest, if it's so light and comfortable, you wouldn't need to. The only reason you do that on a Quest 2 is because you've got something like Bobo, which makes the... You've got something like the Bobo VR M2, which is what my channel members can win, which makes the Quest 2 so comfortable. It's just an unbelievable headset. You've got one, haven't you, Shui?
I have the M2 Plus and the M2 Pro.
Yeah.
I did have two M2 Pros.
Yes, because you gave one to Henry because you didn't realise how much it cost.
Yeah, no, Mr. Henry Van Leer has done well this weekend, I feel.
So the thing is, I don't think you need an aftermarket strap if it's going to be comfortable right out the box. So that, plus apparently there's some sort of custom spring-loaded cable inside the headset straps, which allows you to increase or decrease the size of the head strap without having the cable actually sticking out. And then we have the pancake lenses, which are made of glass. So if you are into your VR and you know what a Fresnel lens is, Fresnel lenses are made out of plastic and you can get God rays from them just by the design of them. But the pancake lenses are glass. So no more glare, no more God rays. That's really what I'm hoping for. And automatic IPD adjustment.
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. So no more putting your headset on and going, oh, fucking clicking. And I mean, it was a lot easier with the Index because you had an IPD slider at the bottom. And when you started to move it, a little display came up in your headset. Brilliant, But obviously Meta were too cheap to do something like that, or they were trying to make the Quest 2 cheap enough to not do something like that. So the Pico 4 actually comes with automatic IPD adjustment. So I'm really excited to see how that works.
How is that? Do we know how it's doing that?
I've got no idea. I've got no idea at all. Because you would have thought you needed eye tracking.
Oh, okay. Weeble's just said it's adjustable in settings and not automatic. Because I was going to say, like, the only way because they're only releasing eye tracking and what am I thinking? I'm thinking of something. Oh, and facial tracking with the Pro, right? Which is
that's right.
Not something that's going to be available to the average consumer. I'm hoping if Henry does what he says he's going to do, I'm hoping that I'm going to actually be able to get my hands on one for an afternoon at some point. But yeah, no, the if it was automatic, that would suggest that it does have eye tracking built in. It's got the hardware, and in fact, they're soft locking the hardware.
Right. Yeah, Weeble's right. Pico 4 does not have automatic IPD adjustment. It has stepless IPD adjustment, which is
still bloody cool.
Yeah. Right, you were right, Weeble. Okay. Yeah, so stepless IPD adjustment is the same thing that the Valve Index have, where you basically have a slider and it'll tell you.
Yeah. I'd like to congratulate Weeble on winning that head strap that you're giving away.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, Weeble.
Are you sure it's Weeble or is it Weeble 2.0?
Weeble 2.0. Weeble reckons that Weeble 2.0 has spoilt his chances of winning.
Yep, he's ruined all of his luck. And he's also one of your channel members, so he does actually have a chance of winning it.
He does, yes. Oh, no, this isn't Mac Juice, unfortunately. Googly Games. I'm actually not very well, so this is actually water.
Yeah, so the count, I did see. I also can't remember what his name was, but yeah, though the fact that he was able to do that, it seemed pretty powerful as far as streaming it, like the PCVR streaming. So I am definitely looking forward to it. Like this, if I get my hands on a Pico 4, that it may very well just become my default PCVR headset.
Yeah, that's basically my plan. If a game comes out for Pico 4 and it comes out for Quest 2 standalone, I'll probably buy it on Pico 4 just for the experience of it being so light. But yeah, the Pico 4, if those screens are as good as I expect them to be with those pancake lenses, that's going to take over my my PCVR use. So if anybody's looking for a used Pico Neo 3 Link at a bargain price,
just watch Max videos. They really are.
Give me a shout out.
It's time to sell. You said to me the other day, Mac, it's time to sell your index because you still get 700 quid for it, and you can get whatever else for that money.
Yeah. Biggest mistake I ever made. All right, I've admitted it.
You were telling me to sell mine because it's like,
yeah,
Pico's going to come out and all that stuff. So
yeah, yeah. I would wait.
It's hard.
What's the field of view on the index?
110
to 115.
15.
I think it depends.
Okay, so
because it has a little adjustment knob here which moves the screen away like further and closer to your eyes. So I think it's anywhere between 110 and 100. It's like something like 118. Sorry, the chat's going mad at the moment. I've got to catch up.
I would love to see a comparison, even though it's only going to be your perceptive comparison. Actually, no, you don't have an index, so I want to see a comparison of what people think of the field of view comparing the Pico 4 to the index.
Yeah,
that would be a really interesting thing for me, because at that point, I'm not certain that the index is amazingly worth it.
Is
for the price.
Sorry, mate.
It's 107.
107. Okay.
Yeah, so the Pico 4 is 107.
Sorry, you're talking about
105. 105.
105, yeah.
105, yeah. But the comfort and the controllers of the index it's really hard to kind of.
And the audio as well, right?
Oh, the audio is awesome.
Yeah, the audio is
having a sound system.
Yeah, it's like the audio is still the standout thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you've also got 144 hertz refresh rate compared to 90, which is a big one.
Yeah, and then like literally everything on Steam VR just bang. There's no pissing about of anything. Just works.
You say that, but Guy Godden? He put out a Twitter post over yesterday or today, can't remember which, that straight up just said, I've already made the virtual desktop for it, and it's even better than it ever has been. So, I mean, unless you're going to buy one of the, I can't remember what the device is, the wireless device, can't remember what they're called.
Oh, the 500 quid ones.
Yeah, for the index, I'm just like, I'd rather spend 12 quid on virtual desktop.
Yeah, virtual desktop is imminent on Pico as well. I'm still waiting for Guy or Guy, because his name's Guy Godden apparently. We've been mispronouncing it.
Oh, wow, that's bad.
Yeah, sorry.
He's been in our stream before, hasn't he?
He has, yes.
That would be even worse.
Yeah, I've seen him on what's it called, Upload VR. They keep calling him Guy, and I was like, okay, so, but I just didn't. I did, but
sorry, Parasite has just said, Mac, you still look like your arsehole's going to fall out of you. It is at the moment, mate. I'm really not comfortable. I do apologise. If any sort of green mist appears behind me and it's like I start coughing, it's probably because I've farted. Right. Okay. Sorry. Back on stream. So, Pico 4, yes. I hope it's going to be as good as it promises. Because the Pico 3 didn't promise and didn't really deliver. There you go.
Yeah. I've got high hopes for it. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Well, we'll soon find. What's the date? 26.
26. So there's only 30. So for 8 days.
Yeah. Yeah. So
9 days?
1,
One
2,
of the two.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's next week. Probably Monday or Tuesday. They're going to get the stock in. Then I'll have to pay for it.
Yeah.
There was one other thing. I don't know if I'm getting confused here, but
Probably.
did the did the PS5, the wire that connects to it, does that come out of the headset? I think I saw something that the wire isn't hardwired into the headset.
No,
and
somebody.
people are talking.
Yeah, somebody said in the chat that you can actually replace the cable, so it's not actually hardwired in.
That's good because people are going to damage their cables all the
Oh
time.
yeah, oh yeah. Cats are going to chew them. Dogs are going to chew them.
But then what about some? I guess no, that wouldn't work now. So I was just thinking about what.
I can't see Sony wanting the headset when it's being displayed to have a big old coil of cable just sort of hunkered around it. You know, like you used to do with your old Walkman and you used to wrap your headphones
That's right, yeah.
around it. You know, they're not. It doesn't look good as a display piece, and they've already said that they want it to look good to just be sat there. You know,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
although I see where you're going, and like you
Yeah.
could like, there's the possibility of different things being attached to it and all this jazz. Although that's the thing, I think it's more just from the perspective of being sensible.
Yeah. But then they could be thinking about cloud gaming as well, and then you stick a thing on there, and the hardware is all done by the cloud, and it doesn't have any real effect on your PSVR. You never know, because then the life cycle would be a lot higher, wouldn't it? It would, they wouldn't have to bring another one out for a while.
I mean, that also gives the possibility of someone like the people that did the wireless device for the Index producing some sort of wireless device themselves on Kickstarter that literally manages to link seamlessly between the headset and the console.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking when they were, I found out you can take the wire off it. I was thinking about that as well. So that's a possibility for the future. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know what they're planning. Just one more thing with the Pico Mac. It's got 2 batteries in it, right?
No, just the one.
Just the one. What am I thinking of?
No, it's
I'm
just
thinking of the.
It's just got one battery in the back.
Right, okay. I might be thinking of the Quest Pro.
I don't know, but either way, if I get hold of a Pico, I am going to, like, if someone ever releases a dismantling video on it, one of the first things I'm going to do is try and pull it apart in order to attach a Bobo VR head strap to it, just to see if I can, really. Like, I think that would make a pretty good video. Try to see if I can attach different Quest 2 accessories to the Pico 4, because I don't see there being a huge amount of accessories made for the Pico 4, not compared to the Quest.
Yeah. Maybe on AliExpress, all that kind of stuff. People you get that kind of stuff, wouldn't you? Or if you use the Quest, all the Quest 2 stuff, and just use gaffer tape, mate, to slap it on there.
Spend all that money on that machine and then just slap gaffer tape on it. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I've got enough spare accessories here in order to get a craft knife and some gaffer tape and see how it works, see how it goes.
There you go, man. What are your thoughts on the price of the Pico 4 then?
I think that's a dynamite. They've basically come in with the Pico 4, 256 gig, and they've brought it in smack bang on the same price as the Quest 2, 256 gig. It's a little bit more expensive in the UK. I think it's about 520, I think. Yeah, but that's the pricing was super aggressive and really good. Absolutely brilliant.
And you get your money off, so it's all good.
So, Count, you asked that question. So yeah, it's I think €429, $499. But you've also said, about you want a portable headset that can do standalone and do PCVR as well. Could the Pico 4 be the first one that does it? Great. I genuinely think that the Quest 2 does a really, really good job of both of those things. Granted, that's all I have. I have Quest 2s for days in my house and no other headsets. But I use that for PCVR all the time. And it is possible having not tried a index, that I actually have just been living in the, you know, the poor streets of VR. And maybe the Pico 4 will make me rethink things. Maybe when I eventually have to say, yes, it's time to buy a dedicated PSVR headset, that makes me rethink things. But yeah, I think the Quest does a really good job of it, man.
Yeah, it does. It's my main headset. So yeah, it does really good. So if the Pico 4 can take over from that, I'll keep my library on Quest 2. There's no point in me getting rid of my Quest 2 because I've got too many games on it. I think Weeble made the same point in the chat. So yeah.
Oh, right. I would like to talk about some of the things that we did and experienced and played at EGX. I know that this isn't obviously going to be very, very good for you, Serge. I apologize, but I really I had an absolutely amazing time. We saw some really cool shit, and yeah, I really want to talk about it. So
right, I'm going to let my EGX video run as well. So I'm just going to let that run.
Yep. So I'm going to bring up things as we're talking about them, because we saw and we spoke to some really cool people.
We did, yeah.
I guess like other than like sitting here and just sort of geeking out over the people we met, but which is it doesn't make for amazingly good podcasting, I don't imagine. So let's quickly get that out of the way.
Gamertag.
Gamertag VR, right? Dude is like one of the nicest, most personable pillars of the fucking VR community that I just could not imagine existed. He's just so nice. He is exactly who you expect him to be without any differentiation. Like me and Clickster turned up Thursday and we hung around with Fast Travel Games most of the day because that's where a lot of the VR stuff was. And he hung out with two nobodies like us for the entire day. It was fantastic. It was great. Mac, you arrived on Friday, and it was the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically, it was just because he was running the Fast Travel Games booths, of which they had 4, and we'll talk more about the games later. So yeah, he. So I'm just going to drop the volume on that so you can't hear it. Yeah, he was just sitting there, and you're like, "There's Gamertag. I don't know. Do you go up and say hi, or?" And just as I was thinking that, he stood up and went, "Mac," and came over and gave me a big hug, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine now. I may have got a few broken ribs, but I'm fine." I think he did the same to Clickster, didn't he?
He tried to kill Clickster with kindness. With a kind hug, he tried to murder Clickster, and it was pretty wonderful.
It was like Larry from Of Mice and Men, wasn't it?
Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny, that's it, not
Lenny,
Larry. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good being one of us is educated.
And then it was
No.
So obviously Clickster was there, Henry was there, you were there, met Gamertag, Dr. Oculus was there, we met Buck3131, who, apart from the fact he's a huge and very aggressive person, turned out to be a lovely chap as well once you got to know him.
Here's the thing. I said to his face that I had avoided him a little bit in the community because the one time that I'd interacted with him, he came off as a little bit aggressive, and I was like, "Oh, gonna avoid that." Turns out I'm completely wrong. The guy's awesome. We had an amazing time. We chatted for ages. Like he chatted to us like he'd known us for months, years.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really, really cool. He was a really good guy. Dr. Oculus, amazing guy.
Nice bloke.
Super fun to hang around with. Like he can't do enough for you to chat about VR. Like he'll just talk your ear off. Learned an absolute ton from him. I'm trying to think who else did we like see from the community. Oh, we actually, I don't know if any of you guys, Serge, you'll know this name. From Pop One, a guy called Monkalicious.
Yep,
Yeah, we met him. He just suddenly appeared because he recognized Mac's voice.
He was
and
wandering
just
past and he was like, yeah.
yeah. And then like we hung out with him a bit on Friday. We hung out with him a ton on Saturday evening.
Oh, I missed that.
I got massively hammered with that guy, and it was he was super fun. Turns out me and him have an incredible amount in common. Turns out that we've been to things. So we were incredibly drunk, but like turns out we'd been to things all throughout our lives that we should have just seen each other. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And like
his picture's actually in my video. I've got a picture of him in the video.
So I'm making an EGX video tomorrow, and I'm waiting to hear back. If anyone knows him, ask him for me, because I was gonna ask his permission if he minds me like calling him out rather than just being like, oh yeah, because it's not an avatar, is it? Like you forget that some people like they only interact online as an avatar. So I just wanted to check that first, but yeah, no, super good guy. Yeah, I know Crash. Yeah, Buck worked for Red Bull. We chatted a lot to him about that.
Yeah,
about his time in the F1 circuit. But yeah, let's right now that we've geeked out a little bit about people and how awesome that was. Let's talk about some actual VR games that we saw there. Mac, do you want to pick one of the? I think there was the possibility of 9 that I remember counting.
Yeah, I concentrated on 7 in my video because the other 2 didn't interest me. 2 of them we've talked about before on my channel. That was Squingle and Dyschronia. So Dyschronia, obviously, we played the demo. It's a Japanese JRPG in VR. So if you're playing Runes Magus, you kind of know what to expect. If you played any Japanese RPGs, then you kind of know what to expect. It was late. The devs were tired. The demo was short. So I'm just going to hold off making a decision about that one because it wasn't an ideal situation to see the game.
No, that's a fair point. Like the difference between like we both experienced the same demo. We both experienced the same short demo, and most of the demo was short and it didn't really show enough for me to make much of a decision on. But when I was speaking to the head game designer, I think whilst you were actually in the demo, I think out of the 3 or 4 of us that were there, I'm the only one that's like super into his anime. And I was like, yeah, no, it was really cool. Like, I'd seen like the intro that they did on a screen. I was like, yeah, cool. It looks like an anime intro. And then you sit in it and it's like, yeah, no, this is for the first time I'm in an anime intro.
Yeah.
And the guy was just like, yeah, no, I tried to sort of try to create it based on another anime that I really enjoyed. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like Cowboy Bebop. And he was just like, that's the game. That's the anime that I tried to make it look like. And I was just like, yes, that's fantastic. So yeah, really liked those guys. They were super tired because they'd only just got in from Japan like 24 hours earlier. And they had a bunch of problems on the Friday, which I want to actually talk about where they had problems at the end of the games. But so yeah, that was pretty cool. You said about Squingle?
I did, yes. I met the developer of Squingle at Format. I already had a key, but I hadn't actually played it. So I did explain that to him. I said, I do apologise. You sent me a key and I just haven't had time. And then I played it at Format and I was like, this is really good. It's really good. It's like a puzzle game involving somebody's intestines. And when I said that to him, he actually admitted that, well, I might have been a bit high on drugs when I coded this game. I was like, yeah. I think something was definitely going on there. Anyway, Anna Byrne, if anybody knows who Anna Byrne is, she is a incredible content creator, and she's done their trailer. She's done the trailer for Squingle, and it's really, really good. It really shows the game off really well. She uses a bit of mixed reality. You can actually play it in pass-through as well, whereas the game's in colour, but you've used the Quest 2's black and white cameras for pass-through, which is really, really amazing.
It was really effective while we were there. Did you play it while we were there?
I didn't play it while we were there. I did because I found him on Friday and I couldn't find him on Saturday. I think he'd moved. Oh, Anthridge. Cheers, mate. Thanks for joining. Thanks a lot, mate.
So yeah, no, I played this with Clickster on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And he was a super nice guy. And just to add to the fact that you thought he was like high while developing this, he had said that to me specifically. But to add to that, what he actually said was that when he was designing the levels, whilst he was doing that, he was using different drugs to try and change the way he would design these levels. And for a while, a lot of the levels were actually named after the drugs he was taking at the time.
Oh, right. That's so cool.
Which is such a cool little story to put behind this, because it's such an amazingly psychedelic looking game.
Yeah.
And after playing it in pass through, because most of the booths that they had there were very enclosed. They didn't want the VR people out too much because they were going to punch people, which actually happened quite a few times. But with this, because it was in pass-through, they had like 3 or 4 headsets running at the same time, just openly. And because you could see everyone around you, it didn't feel like they were ever going to just randomly punch people in the face.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I thought this was really good. The Anna Byrne trailer that they made recently is fantastic.
I'm in love with her. She's lovely.
So yeah, no, that one I think is worthwhile checking out. It's available on MetaQuest and on Steam VR.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that you'll see coming to my channel at some point soon. Did you try out Space Salvage while you were there?
I did not, unfortunately. No.
Have you tried it out elsewhere? Because it is available on Steam and Meta as a demo.
I haven't. I haven't tried it. Sorry.
So I sat down with them. That was the very first thing I did on Thursday. It's because they were literally just inside on the left, and they're really lovely guys. And you know what? Right, this game plays really, really well.
Squingle. Sorry, somebody's asking me what it was called. Squingle.
Yeah, no. So the other game was called Squingle, and that was really cool. But this sort of space. I mean, it's called Space Salvage, but it's a space piloting game where you're trying to salvage different things. Like, it's all in the name. It's what's written on the tin. But the way you move, oddly, is because usually I feel like I would want a HOTAS in my right hand.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's the thing. But in this, what they've done is they've put your HOTAS in your left hand, and they've put the speed forwards and backwards on your right. And for some reason, and the way they've done it, they've made it really, really comfortable, and it's incredibly intuitive. Like, I was surprised at just how intuitive this game plays. In fact, Serge, I would definitely, if you haven't played it, mate, I would definitely suggest going and checking that out. It was really fun. It's really simple, and every button and knob and switch in the cockpit you can sort of flick and do things with. It felt really, really good. So in my opinion, that is definitely one to check out. As one of the sort of lesser known games.
Mm-hmm.
Pick another one, Mac.
I played Guardians, which is available on AppLab and Steam VR right now. But I think Fast Travel Games are going to relaunch it as Guardians Frontline next year, do a kind of a quick rebrand. So the only way to describe that is if Halo Infinite, you have a map in Halo Infinite. Sorry, if Halo Infinite had a baby with Halo Wars, which is the RTS game, this is what you'd get. You get a sci-fi shooter with RTS aspects to it. So I only played for 10 minutes, and obviously it's a lot. It's a very, very deep game because there's a lot you can do. So 10 minutes was like not enough time to make my mind up, but shooting felt great. Once I figured out that it was an RTS, and I started like collecting money and building things, and then I realized you could actually order them to do stuff. You could order them to patrol, you could order them to attack, you could order them to like repair themselves. Obviously everything costs money. So yeah, it looked pretty good.
You know how I'm not particularly competitive, Mac?
You lie, like Cheap Watch.
I actually had the highest score on that game for the entire weekend. And it's because accidentally, I realized something at the end of the demo that I could do that I didn't think anyone else would try, which was just before I killed the last enemy, I sold every unit that I had.
Oh, God.
And the guy actually turned around and he was like, how the hell have you done that? And I was like, done what? And he's like, you have 5,000 more points than the highest player that has tried this weekend. And I was just like, yeah, I sold all my units. And he was just like, shit, we didn't think about that.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, because you can sell them, you can dismantle them, you can build like gun turrets, you can build drones, you can build big stompy mechs, you can get in reinforcements. It does look really good. Yeah, so that's definitely one from my list. Is that on your radar, Serge? Have you heard about that one?
Yeah, I saw it a few days ago. Yeah, I saw it a few days ago.
Yeah,
I might have even contacted the devs, I think, already. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one because, like, not only is there going to be multiplayer, and it's going to be reasonably large scale PvP multiplayer, not only can you go FPS or command view, so FPS versus RTS, you can also jump into the mechs that you create, the tanks that you create, and the ships that you create to have different kind of battles within the map that you're creating. And all of the maps that you create, you can upload as maps for other people to play as well.
Wow, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're doing some really, really cool stuff, I think.
Yeah. I mentioned Star Citizen, and he said it was in our head, but on a smaller scale, not infinite. That's actually the word he said. He said, yeah, not infinite scale. Rezol on the chat, obviously Rezol's played. I'm not saying obviously Rezol played it. Rezol has played it. He said there's a lot of content in that game. So yeah.
Yep, cool. Right. So the one I want to talk about next is actually the one that I had the most fun in over the weekend, and it's the one that I went back and I played about 4 times. And that is Broken Edge. Now, this one, I've been talking about it on and off in videos that I've made for the past couple of months.
Yeah.
It's so much better than I thought it was going to be.
I'm just going to quickly interject. When Fast Travel Games did their little Gamescom thing, there was a couple of games they were releasing or they were showcasing, and I looked at Broken Edge and thought, nah. You know, it didn't seem interesting to me. It had the pastel graphic, it had a pastel palette in the colours. It had like the cell shaded colours. Within 10 seconds of playing, I was like, no, this is the best game ever. It was amazing. And it wasn't just simply the fact that I was playing against you. I just thought, I see. So basically what happens is there's 8 different duelists at the moment. There's like a barbarian, a samurai, a like sort of Persian guy with 2 big curvy swords. There's a duelist who has like a rapier and a spear blade. There's like a samurai. And basically what happens is you just walk slowly towards each other. And you don't have any choice. It's the game does this for you. And then the whole idea is to break the other person's sword without breaking your sword too much. So it's like a risk reward type of thing. Do you try and lunge early and maybe but I mean that kind of undersells it, doesn't it?
It really does, because there is so many little mechanics to this game that you don't realize exist, like whereabouts you actually break your opponent's weapons, like how the impacts happen, the fact that if you genuinely try and act like the type of combatant that you have chosen. So for instance, if you are the duelist, taking a fencing stance actually has a really big impact on how much damage you can do, versus if you're the Persian, which uses the 2 sort of sabers. The Persian fighting style is to keep moving in like figure of 8s, like the blades are meant to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And so that had a huge So on this Saturday morning, there was a shout out from Gamertag saying that he had a bit of a problem. Some of his team had dropped out. Could there be anyone go and help? And I was just like, yeah, sure. I love this game. let's go help them out. So I went and demoed the game for 2 hours. And there was a guy that turned up there that had obviously played a couple of times that wanted to play the Persian. And he was literally dancing in this game while he was playing. Like,
Was that the
his
kid with the
legs
curly
were-
hair?
No, he played multiple times even when
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh,
But it
right,
wasn't
yeah.
him. It was
Oh,
like
right,
this
okay.
really, really tall, lanky guy.
Oh, right.
He kind of looked when he was playing like General Grievous. Just like his arms were everywhere, and it was fantastic to watch. But mine and your match was fantastic. Like, it came down really down to the wire, didn't it?
Did, yeah. Yeah. So who won?
I can't remember who won that one.
Well, let's see. Shuey beat me 3-1, but there was a point where I broke your sword.
Yes.
And you had a nub left, and you pulled off a perfect riposte. And both of our swords, remember, both of our swords suddenly regenerated, and we were like, hey, we're going to go again.
Yeah, and like that's one of the great things about this is even when you're sort of breaking your weapons and your weapon gets down to the nub, if you get the perfect block in with your weapon, it completely regenerates. So it's not just like a one and done. These things can last for ages.
Yeah.
And
they did.
Yeah, they did. I spoke to the one of the game developers that was there. Lovely guy, cannot remember his name. But he was saying that because I suddenly sort of thought, well, what if you were to run at each other like Pop 1 players do in order to get the hot drop faster, you know? Try and like run in the game, but also just run in real life in order to move yourself faster. And he said, yes, you can do that. And you could even walk in circles around each other. They've limited it to a maximum of a 4x4 meter play space so that you can't just walk too far away from people and essentially cheat your way through it. But yeah, they have thought about these things. Like his boss apparently plays in a 4x4 meter play space.
You played me and you beat me. You played Clickster.
I did. I annihilated Clickster.
You annihilated Clickster. And then what happened when you played Henry?
Henry absolutely ruined me. Like, just straight, like, he's put up there, like, I kicked Chewie's ass 3-0. He, because I think Henry was either the Barbarian or the Intimidator, and it didn't matter. I got annihilated. I don't know who I was playing. I can't remember who I was playing. All I remember is that I didn't have the right skills for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, over the weekend, I didn't do amazingly well, but I did really well.
Yeah. That Broken Edge turned out to be if you watch my channel, I've released my EGX video today. Broken Edge turned out to be my game of the event, which I was not expecting at all. I was like, I didn't have zero interest in it. I wanted to play it, but I wasn't really that bothered. And then when I played it, I was like, God, it's so nuanced and so much fun.
Yeah. No, because I compared this, even to them, I compared it to Iron Lights. And within seconds, they were like, this is the reason why this is different. And they didn't ever say it was better. They said it was different. And during that time, it was very obvious why it was better.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is coming out later this year. I didn't get an exact price from them because they were very sketchy about it. But from what I could tell, it seemed very much like this is going to be a very good priced game. So don't expect this to be something that's going to be outpriced for a lot of people.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just adding my new channel members to the... Why did I type member there? To the wheel of names. It's not just Weeble all the way around. There are other people there.
So we should then, I guess, talk about Everslot Invasion.
Yes. Serge, have you played Everslot on PC? Because it's been in alpha or early access for a while.
No.
Okay. Sorry, I'll try to include you there, but...
No, it's it just I was waiting for more content, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because when it came out, I think you streamed it and stuff. It looks pretty cool on that, but just content wise, need a bit more. Yeah.
The so Everslot Invasion is the port from the PC version to the Quest 2 version, and it's brought co-op. So I played the co-op version with Henry. Unfortunately, Henry was like, I don't really know what I'm doing because it's the first time I'm playing, and Everslot isn't that kind of game. You just move. You just keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving. You pick your moment, you attack, and then you fuck right off. Because if you don't, you just get surrounded and hammered. So it's like it's got a grappling hook, crazy grappling hook thing. So you can grapple to somewhere, and then you land, or you can grapple and release the grapple as you're going up, and you'll just fly right over the top of it. So
hey, Tribe, welcome in, my guy.
Yeah, so it's like the movement is incredible, and Henry didn't even know that you could actually grapple. If you've got an enemy and you think, oh, right, I've got a chance to take this enemy on, you can quickly grapple onto the enemy, fly in, knock them back, couple of chops, kill them, then grapple away. Yeah, it's so fast. So Henry died twice, and I managed to finish the third wave by myself. So there you go.
What Mac is forgetting to tell you is at one point Henry was on the floor dead, and Mac actually ran past him.
Well, no, I put my hand out. I did pick him up once, but then...
Yes, you did, but not the first. Like, for a while, he apparently was just laying there with his arm up,
I know,
waiting for you.
I couldn't remember how... Well, he said grab his hand, so anyway, I got him back up. So, of course, he stood back up, but then when you die, you've dropped your weapons. So he was like, oh, shit. Picked his weapons up, stood back up, and he was just, like, surrounded by all these demons, and he was just like... die. Yeah, so that was really, really funny. Bless him. He's been put through so much, and he's such a nice guy.
This game is definitely not for those, as Simon V has just said, it's not for those without their full VR legs yet.
Yeah.
Because it will knock you over quite quickly if you don't have a solid grounding.
Yeah.
But it was incredibly fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad it's coming to Quest. I can definitely see this being something that I want more games that have like 2-player co-op, because that's the amount of people that I tend to be able to find on a random any given time of any given day. You can always find one other person to play.
Yeah.
But when you're looking for like 4 or 5 or 10, it becomes much harder. So yeah, this one I really, really enjoyed. In fact, one of the things that Fast Travel did as part of their promotion while we were at EGX was that if you played the game and signed up to their newsletter for the game, they were giving out scratch cards, and you could possibly win either a headset or you could win game keys for these games when they finally release.
Yeah.
Me and Clickster managed to win 2 game keys for this, so that was pretty cool.
I won fuck all.
Yeah, Mac won fuck all. I don't think, as of Saturday when we left, no one had won any of the headsets at that
No, they hadn't, no.
So I hope that they were won on Sunday. But yeah, no, that game was pretty cool. Is there anything else? Like, I guess one thing actually I want to point out, and it will be a quick one, is We Are One.
Yeah,
was also represented by Fast Travel Games. And because they're doing a lot of new stuff, and when I was speaking to GT, he was saying that there's some new stuff coming to it over the next sort of several months in order to make it a better game.
Yeah.
As a whole, including, because the thing is, the game is, if you don't know what the game is, it is a puzzle game that allows you to clone yourself and travel through time in small brackets and create loops. And it's really cool. But one thing it was missing was the reason to care about it. Like, the puzzles are really fun and it's a really good game, and there are hundreds of puzzles, but you don't necessarily care about why you're doing it. So they're actually creating a campaign for it.
Right.
But yeah, no, that one I met the dev, the actual creator of it, and I was watching him play through some of the levels. And it was amazing seeing how fast he was able to complete this. Like, several of these he was doing in like 6 seconds flat.
Yeah.
And that was truly amazing. But yeah, no, super good game. It's currently free on App Lab. So grab it while you can, because it will be coming to the main store at some point soon, and then it will not be free anymore.
There you go. There's one for your Surge.
If you wanna get in touch with the dev, Surge, I'll drop him a message, and I did mention him while we were there to him.
Cheers, nice one, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, I was like, if you wanna start marketing your game a bit more, I know you've got Fast Travel on your side, but if you want some extra,
Just don't mention the podcast.
Indie VR.
Oh, nice one. Cheers, dude. Appreciate it.
Speaking of that, I actually we have a game developer that I've been speaking to today that would like to come and speak to us in a few weeks, Mac.
Oh,
And
excellent.
Serge, that I think will be really interesting. And I once again have also been pointing him out that he should be speaking to you, Mr. Indy.
What's up, buddy?
Because they're going to be bringing out a game some point next year. So stay tuned for that. That will be an interesting one coming. I hopefully in 2 weeks' time, but maybe in 4 weeks' time, we will see. I need to speak to you guys about scheduling.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Can we do some giveaways, because I do apologise, but I am starting to flag because I'm not very well. So I would like to.
Let's do some giveaways.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to spin the wheel of names. This is only for channel members. I do apologise for everybody else watching, but this is the Bobo VR M2 Plus, which the people at Bobo VR very kindly provided for me. So this is what I'm giving away, but only to channel members. So I've got everybody's numbers, everybody's wheel. I've got every channel member's name on the wheel. Sorry, this is honestly, it's right. Here we go,
right.
And I'm clicking it now.
Is my name on there, Mac?
Yes.
Okay.
And the winner is
Got one anyway.
Law Neng Thunderfist, which is one of the greatest names ever. Law Neng Thunderfist. So, mate, I will contact you via the members channel Discord, and I hope you don't live somewhere in Asia, because that does sound like a very sort of Korean stroke Malaysian name. So congratulations, Law Neng. You have won the Bobo VR M2 Plus.
Congrats, my guy.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. It could be like Dave from down the pub.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just trying to be posh.
Well done, mate.
Right, so I have one T-shirt and one key to give away for Dyschronia, but for that I need Serge and his lightning fingers. Because
you're not the first guy to say it to me. Come.
So you just basically need to type in everybody's name from the chat. Oh, hey, Wachu, how you doing, mate? I didn't see you there, mate.
Do you want me to do the wheel of names? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, yeah. So everybody that's commented basically on the chat. Do you want me to start at the top?
Yep, go.
Okay, we have Wolveraza.
Wolver. Yep.
JS. Daniel Tassos. Weeble.
Daniel Cass, yeah.
Weeble. Henry Van Liet.
Weeble. Henry, yep.
Paradise.
Yep.
Space Denizen. Tassos.
Yep.
Mo Beast. Steven's World.
Yep.
Butter Lee Marvin. We're just going to leave it at that.
Lee Marvin, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know who he is. VR Realm. Hello, Paul. How you doing?
Brilliant, Paul, mate. I'll put Paul in there.
Butter. Butter.
Again?
Oh, no, sorry. Don't put him into it. Googly Games. Sorry.
I think we've got to wrap this up, Max.
Yeah. I'm flagging.
Yep.
Clueless Dad.
Yep.
Daysnetic.
Simon V.
Simon V. D1360 VR.
D13. Yep.
We've got Henry. We've got Daniel. Got Weeble. Hold on. Just Google Games. Sorry about this, people. It'll go a lot quicker. HB, obviously. Yeah. Hunter MVPZ.
MVPZ. What about Crash?
Uh,
Does he not count?
is he in the chat?
I think it was earlier.
Parasai.
Maybe not.
Rezol.
P8.
We're getting there. Blue Bottles.
Yep.
The Count.
I'd give him anything.
One. HB. I think that is just about it. Google Games. Yeah. Right. Sorry that took. Oh, Anthridge. He jumped in late. And did somebody say Crash? Because I didn't see Crash's name.
I think he's in PowerOn's chat. Yeah.
Okay. So Thunderfist won the M2. Right. So the first draw is for the key and T-shirt for Discronia.
Just
Hit
say
it.
win.
Hit it.
Spinning that wheel. Spinning the bottle. Spinning the bottle. Oh my.
It's Weeble, isn't it?
Parasite.
Parasite.
Fun. Parasite, that's the one. Yep.
Very clever name. Right, Parasite.
Congratulations. I'll take him out, shall I? Or should I keep
82.
him?
Yeah, take him out. And now I have 2 keys. The first one is for Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu. Hit it.
And the winner is Mobies.
Hey, Mo Beast.
Yep, Mobies. Congratulations, dudes.
There you go, mate. And the last one is for Takeling's House Party. No, I've got no idea what that is. So,
Sounds very Jimmy Savile.
yeah.
You ready?
I am. Hit it.
Anthridge.
Anthridge. There you go, mate. Free game. And you've joined the Mac channel. Well done, mate. And that is Takeling's House Party. Right. Okay, that's all my giveaways done. I will be live streaming Bone Labs on Thursday, and I'll be doing more giveaways there. Unfortunately, I'm now in a lot of pain, and I have to go. So, if you two can you two carry on without me? I won't turn my camera off.
Yeah.
So you just blank me. Right, guys. Apologise, but I'm not very well, and I have to go. Sorry.
No, mate,
So,
we understand, Mr. Mac.
It's been a great stream, and I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you to my new channel members, Stevens World, Mo Beast, and Anthridge. And then Mo Beast and Anthridge then won something. It was all done legitimately on the wheel of names. So, yeah. Okay. Right, guys. Thank you very much.
Before you collapse and die.
Yeah, before I collapse and die. I do apologise,
See you
people.
later, mate.
See ya.